Okay, reigniting the spirit of entrepreneurship. When it comes to encouraging new business startups in Two Rivers, what approaches would you explore? And then it says, what kind of startup businesses do you think the city needs? And which ones do you think would do well? Or you can kind of go either or. But what startup businesses does Two Rivers need, and which one are going to succeed and do well, in your opinion? And maybe starting with you, Andrew. Yes.
To me, the thing that we need to be focused on is jobs more than anything else, and not just seasonal jobs, not just service jobs, but jobs, when I say kind of good jobs, I'm saying things with a decent wage and benefits. Does it have retirement? Does it have health insurance? Does it have those sorts of things to go with it? Because if we don't have those, what young people in their 20s and 30s are coming here? None. So we need those places. We need to do things like fill up industrial parks, focus on those. Our TIF grants, you know, and to what degree they are, but they need to be tied to how many jobs that they're bringing. And the number doesn't need to be, you know, in the single digits. We need to be focused on double-digit jobs, triple-digit jobs if we can get there. So those sorts of things are what we should be chasing after. Remote work right now is kind of, for professionals, is kind of on a little bit of a downswing, but that's not going to be like that for long. We've got decent internet here. We should be advertising that up for remote workers. We should be playing to our strengths as far as why would you come here for people that are working. But back to the last question, what kind of things do we have in our business community that you want to go to? What are we going to Manitowoc for that we'd rather be going here for? We need to be soliciting those sorts of places. We need to have our BIDC, the Business Industrial Development Community, maybe partnering with things like Main Street and TRBA. How are we going out and trying to get businesses to come here versus just waiting for them to knock on our doorstep and ask for a grant or a loan?
It would be going to Scott. Yeah, that's
good. Amazing question. That one has me stumped. But what startups does the city need? Andre kind of touched on it a little bit, but I think some office spaces for people that do work from home. I do get to work from home twice a week. Sometimes it's nice to work right in your own house. Sometimes it's not. There's a lot of stuff going on in the neighborhood or around. So maybe some kind of like office spaces where people could go to just hook up and work for the day. Some kind of startups that would relate to our rivers and lakes. Something where, whether it be like excursions, maybe something like that, where a shop could be set up to take people on tours, take people different excursions, take them canoeing up either river, or something to do with Lake Michigan, something along those lines. I don't think we have a lot of that right now, but I think that would really be something nice to be able to see and to be able to bring into the city. Like I said, this one really stumped me, because I'm trying to think of different startups that people can do that, I don't think people want to take a big risk, but something that's a need, as you said in the question. So, I think those things, the office needs, something related to rivers and lakes, and something for excursions that can be done year-round, because it's not just a summer attraction city. Winter time comes around, you can go snowshoeing and stuff like that too. So, those are what I think at this time.
It's bad debate, but I want to be like on Family Feud, where you be like, oh, good answer, good answer.
Well, we do have some catalyst spots for small business to use, like by the new storage facilities in 42. They've got some startup spots there. And the city, I think, still has 1 or 2 spots available. But like I said earlier, with being open-minded, I've been talked to by a lot of people from different counties where they opened up the ATV availability, and it's brought millions in their counties. And that could be something where it's something small, and if it goes over well, it can be done right. Wisconsin Dells does it, and they're a lot bigger than us for traffic, tourism, and everything. And they can bring in mechanical jobs, machine shop jobs, and it would help open up all the park area, because people don't pull around Jeeps anymore, and they don't pull around golf carts as much. They use the side-by-sides because they're safe. And I think that would be something that people are open-minded to it. Give it a year or two to try it, and who knows, it could be a great thing, or maybe people didn't like it, and we say, well, let's stop it. And I think we worth a shot.
Thank you. Representing the needs of the business community. How would you ensure that the needs of our business community are represented on city council? It's Scott's, yeah.
Can you repeat the question one more time, please? Just want to make sure I get it.
Sure. How would you ensure the needs of our business community are represented on council?
Okay. Thank you for repeating. Yeah, I don't think there isn't right now. There isn't really accountability for city council for the local businesses. Yes, there's Main Street, there's TRBA, but I think we need to do more. We definitely do have to do more, I'm trying to think of the right word, accountability for those different organizations. I think we need to be able to have maybe regular reporting coming out of Main Street or TRBA, possibly some other kind of better communication between the two groups, not just seeing the different things that are going on or the different activities that might be happening in the city, around the city, but I think more detailed reporting into the city. I think the city can help with some things. I don't think the city should really necessarily, if the city is not wanted, I don't think the city should overstep their bounds and interfere with businesses. If the TRBA or Main Street, if they're fine with what they're doing, great. If not, if they want help or if they want some input from the city or some leadership or some direction, I think that members of the council, members of the city staff, I think that they would be able to help out in some way.
Thank you. Kind of doing counterclockwise, I mean.
Right now, I don't think business has much say in what goes on in the city, especially if they don't live here. If they have a business here and they don't live here, they don't get to vote on stuff. And I think they can be heard, but they can't really speak about it. That is kind of a tough thing in this town. And like for business loans, for the low interest loans, that's more like an invasive surgery with how the city gets up on you. You want something out of them, so that just a lot of small business will. We don't want them that far up in our everything, and that is kind of an issue where they could be. I understand why they want to be in all your books and financials, but it's pretty in depth how they get into it. It'd be nice to see them be a little bit more lax with some stuff. And I don't know, it kind of seems, it would be nice if they would showcase or say nice things about businesses that are in town. They'll help a new business that wants to come to town, but yet they won't stand up for the business that's been here for 30 years, employing and paying taxes, but they'll help someone else that wants to put that one out of business. I don't think that's right.
Thank you.
Well, this is the question which is causing my nerves and my sense of dread of coming here, because if you've ever heard me talk, I am here for the residents, and I don't believe that the city, and I've said this phrase before, is Poli-Sci 101, local government exists for the people that live here, that this is their home, and that is what these elected positions are for. They are not here to be accountable to the businesses and give them representation, which is the question. So that said, however, having a thriving economy, having jobs, having places to shop, having places to eat, and so on, places to sell your property, places to insure your property, all those things are important to the city because the residents want them. They want those jobs, they want those places to shop, they want those services. So from that standpoint, you know, I maybe the question should be, how does the city better create an environment that is conducive to doing business here? Tim really kind of nailed the point, I thought, of we do not do a great job as a city of marketing the businesses that are here. And that is something that has been massively missing. I point this out often with the tourism angle. We do a good job, and we've gotten better over time. It started out worse than it is now. So as many things, we've improved over time. I just don't think where we need to be of the point of tourism is not to get people here and show them our stuff and tour them around. It's to get those people to come here and then spend money here and help our economy. That is what they are for. And I feel like we've missed the boat in a lot of ways with things like tourism, where what's the strategy to actually get them to the business, not just to the hiking and so on. Second to go. Amen.
You started.
Oh, it's the starting that's changing. That's what I'm trying to.
Are you ready? We're gonna get a little more fun now. If you had $1 million, if you received $1 million grant to use for economic development, what would you do with it and why? I didn't write these.
I'm so glad I'm not going first.
Yeah.
Personally,
Sure.
I'd build housing. Because I know I wouldn't have a problem renting it out, and it'd be good for the community, and it would make money. It's a win-win.
That's a trick. I'm not happy going second either. $1 million. It's not a lot of money these days. At some,
It's not a lot, but.
yeah, maybe for next year, we want to up that to
Right.
5 or 10, because $1 million doesn't go very far. So one thing, there's just a handful of different programs that are possible. There was a study back in 2017 that the city got done, and a lot of it's boilerplate stuff. You can tell like that there was copy paste from other places. But I got my hands on that about 2 weeks ago and read through it, and we've done a number of things in it as a city. But there's some other really cool stuff that I was impressed by, that it would be fun to fund some of these things. Some really easy, and I even had a resident say the exact same thing to me, so maybe he's seen it too. But there was one where it said almost sarcastically, but almost like a dare, like, you say you have all these, because they did focus groups of the residents, they say you have all these people that love Two Rivers, they say they love the town so much. Give them a button that says, ask me, give them literature. When you have Snowfest, have them walk around and tell people why it's so great here. Send them out to other trade shows around, where, like business trade shows, and have them talk to other businesses of why it's so great in here, why their employees might love to live here. Like, doing those sorts of things is not expensive and would be kind of interesting. Another thing that was in there that I thought was interesting and I think should be explored, whether we have $1 million right now or not, is it said go block by block and inventory every vacant, well, it said also vacant homes, because we've got some of those that have completely been vacant and deal with them. But also catalog every, here's my answer, see if I can do it in 20 seconds. If I look at somewhere like we had in Milwaukee, they realized they can't do it by themselves, so they did 5 counties, and they created a website of every place that you could, that was kind of off the shelf, ready to go. What buildings are ready to be bought and started businesses? What land is ready in an industrial park to buy up and go and build on? Make those sorts of things, almost like a Zillow for doing business. those sorts of things I think are worth it with Minda.
Yeah, no, that's a very good question. What would I do with $1 million for business and industrial development? I would probably use it for the businesses. I know Tim said about housing, and that's important too, but some way if we could use it somehow to help with the local businesses, whether it be tax breaks, fixing up your building, utility breaks, something like that, where it would benefit not only those businesses but the people that work there. Like we said the whole time already tonight, it's business association, so I'm trying to look at the business point of view. It would be not easy, but it'd be interesting to build more houses and get more land, stuff like that. But in essence, I would try to do something with downtown, try to make it even more, uh-oh, I'm hearing myself online now. So yeah, something like that, something with the businesses around town. Try to bring more businesses in, try to do some startups like the question was before, try to do some of that, and just being able to provide different resources for those small businesses that want to start up in the city. Anything that we can do to be able to provide the ability for people to bring their business here, and try to do those types of things to make businesses as strong as they can be, and to make it a thriving downtown and businesses in the rest of the city.
Okay. So we start right now.
Got it.
You ready?
I knew exactly what it was.
It's sunny and 75 degrees on a Saturday in July. How are you spending that day in Two Rivers?
Clarification, what time of day is it?
Could be any time.
I gotta know.
It's sunny.
It's sunny, it's
Well,
75, I'm
all
gonna
right,
say it's
then I'll answer
2:30
both.
p.m.
2:30, good to know, because at about 3 o'clock and the wind dies down, if it's 75, it gets hot feeling. So before that, it's nice and breezy and feels about 65, and I'll probably be like out walking around or see what's going on. After that, probably my basement. So what would I do here? Fifth After Free and going to the arcade. I really love it there. I know I harp on it a lot, but I grew up with arcade games, and I think we've got a gem, and I push those people as much as I can. If it's a little earlier than that, might be walking with my wife. She walks every day. Her route tends to be going along the beach, which is her thing more than mine. I'm more of a river person. She's more of a beach person, so I'll tool around with her a little bit, spend some time with her. She usually does most of the talking because I'm a quiet guy. And oh geez, what else? I'd like to eat at more restaurants in town. That is something that I haven't done. So, as you've noticed, I'm an inside guy. I'm not really an outdoorsy sort of person anymore. The Army killed that for me. I don't like camping anymore either because it feels too much like going on the field. I don't like exercising because of the Army. But I would like to try more restaurants in town. So that's what I would go out and do. Walk over to a restaurant.
I would definitely be outside. Love spending time outside, working outside in the yard or whatever. Give my wife and kids a break from me for a while. Also, walking around. Love going to the beach. Love just walking the beach, just sitting at the beach with a nice cold water or some other beverage that would be handy at the time. But those are two of the biggest things. Spending time with my family, that's a big thing for me too. I know I joked when I said I'd be outside and get away from them, but no, I love spending time with my kids and my daughter, doing stuff outside, spending time together, going for walks, anything that you can do when it's 75 degrees outside in Two Rivers in July. You're pretty lucky to just be able to go outside and do it. And like Andre said, I'd go probably to a bunch of restaurants because we do, and I shouldn't. But spending time downtown Central Park, watching kids play in the water feature, going to different activities if there's something going on in the parks. Just spending time outside and enjoying the weather. And driving my 1926 green Ford Model T that you see me driving around town. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but Andre brought it up. So.
What I'll probably be doing, or what I would want to be doing.
I know what you'd be doing. You'd be working.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm saying, like, what would you like to be doing? Because I was thinking the same thing.
I'd be outside, and whether it be working or not, I'd probably be doing something in the yard or on one of my properties or something, trying to make something go better and clean up this environment or something. Or riding my bike. There's definitely something outside.
Great. They said that was the final question, but it's not. We're gonna start. Whose turn is it to start? This is an easy one, but I want to see how fast you can do this.
Okay.
But it's going to be worse for Andre, because you're last. I want you to name 5 businesses in Two Rivers, and when Tim, it's your turn, you can't name any that he's named. So I'm sorry, Andre, you're last.
You realize I've only been here a year and a half, right?
That's
your
plenty of
problem,
time.
not
Let's see.
Okay, I'm gonna go with,
Just 5.
yep, Fatso's, Nikki's, they're all food. Fatso's, Nikki's, Christina's, there today, amazing donuts. What I said, the gem shop that just opened up nearby, and American Family Insurance. Yeah, perfect.
You had patronizing on the last one a little bit. That was egregious.
That's fine, she's right there.
Let's see, Deserters,
I thought that was coming.
AutoZone, CarQuest, Rock the Mic, and Pick and Save.
Okay, one sort of your last, but come on, you can do it.
The arcade.
You guys nailed it. You would have taken that from me.
Yeah.
Heroes Venture Arcade. You missed one, Cozy Beat. So yeah, that was an easy one. There you go. You got Cool City downtown. You've got City Central. I've been in there. We've got Whiskey D's across the river from me that has music in the summer times that you can hear from me. Was that 4?
You had 5. I think you did all of you very well.
Extra credit.
Extra credit.
Keep going.
Even though you didn't get first Anderson, I'll let you go on.
I would.
Beach, come on. Okay, now we're going to do where we have the candidates' closing remarks. So
I'm first.
Tim will be first, and because there's 3 of you, we allowed 10 minutes total, but with 3 of you, correct. It would have been only 2 minutes,
Wow.
but it's your lucky day, you get 3 minutes. And we're gonna start with Tim.
It probably won't take that long. I'm just here to represent the people. I know how the town is. I would like to see more equality across all sides of town. And if you have any questions, you can find me. Just ask me. I'm willing to talk to people. It's a lot easier to get me to talk to you one-on-one than it is for me to try talking in a group or putting stuff out on social media. I'm usually too busy for the social media stuff. But if it doesn't look right, I'll say it doesn't look right. If it needs to be, if something looks stupid, I'll say it looks stupid and it shouldn't be done. I'll be the guy to take the lump for saying what needs to be said. I'm that kind of person. And I love the city, and I think it can do better. And I would like to be part of it. That's it.
Thank you. Andre?
Again, my name is Andre Robitaille. I'm running for city council. I've talked to a lot of you. A lot of you already know me from other places. I the reason that I'm running, there's a few reasons, right? There's two obvious and they make me sound like a politician. Get jobs here, get businesses here, you know, more affordable housing, you know, so that there's places to live and so that people that are young don't leave, that they actually are attracted to this place and want to live here and build a future here. Those are the obvious ones. The one that is most important to me personally is I am of the belief that there is a rift between city leaders, city in general, and the residents that live here. And I get a lot of nodding heads when I say that to people that have lived here a long time and to locals. I think that all sides love the city, but we've somehow, in my opinion, kind of driven this thing in where the city leaders kind of forget some of these people or maybe don't want to take the time to explain or don't have the funding maybe to do the kind of communication that they should. And then I think you've got the residents that a lot of times feel not listened to and that they say, why bother? They're not gonna listen to me anyway. It's a frequent thing. It's why I pushed for getting town halls here. And I was told that there'd be 0 people that showed up for the town halls. And when we did it, there was 60. When the city did that, we got 60 people there. Not all friends of mine either. A good chunk of them weren't. Anyone who's there can attest to that. So those sorts of things. I would like to see the city take over the weekly sort of emails that I kick out on Facebook and over email on the website so that people know what's going on in city government in a way that they understand. That they don't have to dig through minutes, watch 2-hour videos to figure this stuff out. So I think that sort of way from their angle is a good idea. And the most important one though is that we can't keep asking the same few people, about 97 of them, if I remember the count right, the last time I did it, to be on all the subcommittees, all the city boards, running for all the election stuff. We can't keep asking all the same people because it just kind of consolidates it into a smaller group of people. We need to actively as a city go out and solicit, get them excited, get them to not say, I've had 3 people that are pop in my mind. They were active, they love politics, they care about the city, and when I say, well, what do you think about running or being on a committee, what they say back is, I don't want to deal with those people. Absolutely not. In fact, somebody today, the 4th person, gave me the bird. So it's a work in progress. But 3 of those out of the 4 people said they're thinking about it for the first time of doing those sorts of things. And I had 3, right? So I'd like to see that close up. I want to see that gap close so that more residents and more locals get back involved with their city.
Waiting for the little clip to go. Thank you all again for coming tonight. My name is Scott Steckmeister. I'm running for City Council. I know I've been part of a lot of positive changes happened in the city over the past 3 years. The city has done some really great things. Are there challenges? Yes, absolutely. There's always challenges. But one person on the council can't really change everything at all. You need a cohesive group of people, 9 people, that will be able to work together to make positive changes in the city and to move forward. There shouldn't be any hidden agendas. There shouldn't be any type of, this is my way or the highway. It's all 9 of us working with the city staff to do what is right for the city. And that's why I'm running, because what people, will say on Facebook and everything else, that we don't talk to people, that's not true. I myself personally, I talk to and probably talk to way too many people. On the city, anytime I'm out and about, going someplace, I'm always talking to someone. And it's important to be able to listen to the people, to understand where they're coming from, and how to work together with those people that may have problems, and with the city and city leaders to try to come up with a solution. Try to find a positive way to move forward and just look for different ways to do things. We have to start looking outside the box, I think. There's housing problems, there's job problems, there's not enough people to do jobs, stuff like that. The city as a whole has to start looking outside the box. And how do we start bringing more people into the city? how do we create more housing so Amy can start selling those houses more and more. Shout out to Amy for hosting tonight as well. Thank you, nice job. I'm starting to ramble now, so I still have time. So I think there's work that can be done. I believe that there has been great strides over the past few years. I'm not going to take credit for it. Like I said, it's a city council thing. It's city leaders, it's city staff that are doing what they can to help make the city the best that it can be. And this has been my home for 45 or more years. Like I said in the beginning, we started our family here 28 years ago. I've been working at Kohler for 28 years and driving back and forth. And why? Rivers is my home. And people can say what they want about it. I will defend the city to my dying breath and defend anyone here that also enjoys Rivers as their home. It's important for us as a city, as city leaders, council members, city staff to always keep the citizens, the people in mind when making decisions. Thank you.
Okay, I want to thank you all again for attending the TRBA City Council Candidate Forum. Stick around, mingle, ask some questions a little bit, and make you guys stay a little bit. I, again, want to thank the three of you. First of all, for running. Second of all, for taking time to be here. And I'm very impressed with all of you. Thank you. And with that, meeting adjourned. No. Have a good night, everyone.